welcome to Series C Growthonomics. Today I'm starting a new series, Humans Behind Data. So it's quite different than the topics, more data sciencey topic we've been talking about as it relates to marketing, consumer, customer, experimentation. I want to focus our attention onto the human side of data. And this one I'm specifically speaking to the heads of data, head of product, marketing, the kind of culture you want to develop within your organization as it relates to data. So there's a lot of conversations going on right now. For a while, we're talking about data-driven organization, data DNA. And a lot of people believe that data is an antithesis to humans, which is basically humans, you've been thinking using your gut, and now the data comes in and basically overrides that gut-driven way of thinking. And I'm going to challenge that because I really do believe that there is a huge aspect of human behind data. And if you don't develop that well in your organization, two things happen. One, your data and insights and models get produced, but the people, the humans who are going to take action on it, actually don't act on it because that humanizing was missing. Or even if they act on it and it goes live, in some ways it gets used in the market, in your marketing, in your outbound, in all these different forms, in a recommendation engine, it doesn't produce results. And the reason being that there's a lot of humans that are part of this data to decisions, aspect. So specifically, I want to talk, so this is again going to be a series, and I'm going to talk with respect to three sides of human. So there are, your team, you can start like this, your team, you can think about it as the analyst, the person who's looking at the data. And let's say you have the customer data. There's the other aspect, the who you want to understand, which is your customer, the people who are producing the data. So most of the time, the data that we are looking at is produced by somebody, and that's who is producing this data. So this is the customer of your data. So your customer produces the data, and then your stakeholders, whether they are people from marketing or management, they help you, the insights that you produce, they help you first of all understand the people who are producing the data. So there is this going on, but there's also, these are the stakeholders, are the people who are taking action. So they are the people who need to understand your data, your insights, to be able to actually take actions back as an action onto your customers. So there's a lot of things which are going on beyond this data that we often get focused on, and we forget that there is in a classic example, the reason I'm talking about this today and why it's important is there's a whole concept of AutoML, and people understand it as a automatic way of put in the data and .fed, .predict, and you are going to get insights out of it, or you're going to get an algorithm out of it that you can deploy live. And it's without the human producing data, producing or refining the data, which understands the customer behind this. So it's like features. When you put in features, if you don't understand your customer behavior behind that feature, you're going to put that feature in as is, and it's going to have lot less value. So you're going to put in garbage, and you're going to get garbage out of the system. So even though you can automate the part about data pre-processing and prediction and scoring, you can automate all of that and take the human out of it. What you're going to produce is garbage, most likely, because you need really real intelligence behind the data to meaningfully process it in a way that produces information that humans, your stakeholders, can act on meaningfully towards producing value for your customer. So we are going to talk a lot more about this subject in next coming weeks. But I wanted you to leave you with the aspect that there is the culture that you want to develop within your team is to not get blinded by data, but really understand the humans behind the data. Whether it is, the analyst who's producing the data, they have their biases, their pedigree, or the stakeholders who have hypotheses about data, who are going to take action on it, or the customers who are actually producing data. We need to be able to understand the human aspect of the data to really put them to work. And we'll see how in the next coming series. See you next time.